Did anyone think it was really true that some translators had lost their voice, gone insane, or died prematurely? You know, I think this would have been an excellent time for someone in the debate to point out that when Dr. Wilkins coughed, this was another demonstration of God's judgment. But when I asked this question, here was the response. Listen. Gail Ripplinger, in her book, New Age Bible Versions, accuses the new translations of watering down the deity of Christ and other doctrines in the Bible. And another thing, we're going to get to some of the verses here, another thing that she says that we have meant to pick up is this, that the editors of the NASB, NIV, and New King James, as a result of their working and thinking, 5 have lost their voices, 1 has gone insane, another died prematurely. Do you know anything about that, Ken?
Speaking for the NIV translators and editors, I know of no NIV translator or editor who has lost his voice, gone insane, or died prematurely.
All right, let's go to you, Jim. You're on New King James Version. Has anybody gone insane, died prematurely, or lost their voice?
You mean Art?
Art, I'm sorry.
No, no one. We're all still kicking.
Don? NASB. Got anybody that's lost their voice, gone insane, died prematurely?
I've obviously not lost my voice. And, no, everybody I know is just fine.
Joe, what do you make about that then?
Well, to begin with, I want to know how they figured out whether anybody died prematurely or not. That would take a
that's a good
decision of God, not man. But I will give you some evidence of men who have been involved in translations, who had difficulty in speech. The story of Kenneth Taylor is certainly known and vivid.
Living
Time
Bible.
magazine quoted, let me
Living
finish.
Bible.
July 1972, mysteriously, halfway through the paraphrase, Taylor lost his voice and still speaks in a hoarse whisper. A psychiatrist who examined him suggested that the voice failure was Taylor's psychological self-punishment for tampering with what he believed to be the Word of God. Time magazine, July 1972.
Yeah, but then shouldn't she have said Living Bible and not put all the New Age versions?
She did say Living Bible.
Yeah, she did there, but in these others, she says it's the new versions, the translators of the new versions.
That's right.
Well, you understand, when you talk about translation of the new version, the Living Bible is a takeoff of ASV, which NASB is a takeoff of ASV. Of course, you can go to Phillips, J.P. Phillips. His story is incredible of what happened to him.
How would you guys respond to
Dr.
this?
Chambers, let me ask you something. John Reynolds, you know who John Reynolds was? He was really the person behind the King James Version. He was a great Puritan scholar. He died during the translation of the King James Version. If we use Gail Ripplinger's reasoning in your own, doesn't that tell us something about the King James Version?
The story of Ken Taylor
No.
specifically is tied to that.
Dying. There are people
not.
died during the translation of
course
the King
not.
James.
And
so
she
it doesn't
doesn't
mean
suggest that.
anything in regards to the King James, but if it were to happen on the NASB or the NIV, then somehow it would be invested with meaning.
It's that double
personally-
standard that I was referring to
Let me say
before.
this. I personally never make that charge.
I'm
All
glad.
right, because there is, I mean, you know, if she makes it and documents it, you know, that's her thing. I don't
glad.
make that. I don't really need it. All right, so I just want you to know that that is not.
All right, let's move on.
Position
But
for
I just
everybody.
wanted to get
I agree
that
with
that these guys, in terms of their Bibles, don't know anything about what she's talking about, and it hasn't happened.